Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the ancestors past, present and future and welcome to you, your guides, my guides and the universal energies. Now the reason why I acknowledge the ancestors rather than the Warramai people is I'm actually not on Warramai country at the moment. I am over in New Zealand looking after my mum as she goes through, I won't call it last stages, but wrapping up stages as the cancer treatment she was on, which was pretty much just a maintenance treatment, wasn't a knock it out treatment because she's 81 years of age. Got the energy and dynamism of someone 20 years her younger. But yeah, it was maintenance chemo, doesn't appear to be working any longer. And, it was something that sort of took 2 to 3 weeks out of every 5 out of her. She literally had 1 good week out of 5 while under treatment. And also it appears that the hemoglobin and platelet transfusions that she has been receiving are no longer are not kick-starting the body. So this is where we're at the moment. Great headspace. It's been an amazing year. As she pointed out, she had 15 extra months. For those that have been with me for a while will know that I spent, 4 months, 5 months, something like that, at the end of last year and the beginning of this year over in New Zealand as well. Getting her back home and back into, sort of decent health so that, she said, as she says, she's had her miracle. She got an extra 15 months with the family, managed to see her great-grandchildren grow up. They're now old enough that they will remember her, some of them. And also her granddaughter is due to give birth in a couple of weeks as well of that particular granddaughter's second child. And they had a lovely visit with that granddaughter and her partner, her husband, yesterday. So all's good. We're all born. There's only one guarantee, and it's what you do in the middle that counts, and it's the people that you influence that will carry your memory forward. And she will be with me forever, and she will be with her grandchildren and great-grandchildren and going forth. Okay, so on that note, I just want to put it out there. We're actually in good headspace. Have a moment every so often, but no, we're actually in good headspace. It just means the next several weeks we'll just day by day, and it will get to the point where it is hour by hour. Okay, on that note, put that to the side. Entertainment only. Actually, she's got 2 wishes. She wishes to show to the world and to her family, most importantly, to her family and all those that are in her sphere and to the world about dying with dignity, passing with dignity, passing with acceptance instead of desperately trying to hold on, etc., and doing so gracefully. She also wants to beat the orange twerp to the pearly gates so that she doesn't get caught up in the bottleneck that's going to form as he goes through his horrendously long life review. I think she's going to be taken through the VIP golden, not the golden, the velvet rope VIP entry. Just going to put that out there. But yeah, they're her 2 wishes. The type of cancer she has will not cause pain, so just be aware of that. Won't be a painful transition, and it will simply be that she will feel tighter and tireder. And as she says, hopefully one morning she'll just wake up dead, or deaded, as she says. Hopefully one morning she will wake up deaded. And look, at the end of the day, that's all we can ask for. Okay, on that somber note, what I want to have a look at, oh gosh, is why this was brought to my attention and it absolutely grasped me by the scruff of the neck and wouldn't let go. 45, with his I'm just going to show the cards, the Tower moment. The ending of this narcissistic energy could be the ending of democracy as we know it, or an ending and a rebuilding and a rebalancing on a healing of democracy, and I hope it's the latter one. Tower moment, collapse, absolute chaos. I explained in a video earlier today that feels like we're at that stage where you're sitting at a railway crossing and there's a bus stuck on the crossing itself and the things are going ding, 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 coming down, and the train is screeching in its slow motion. And that bus is full of regime members and oligarchs, etc. And the train has just made contact with the bus, and the bus has just started to cave in. And and it's like this slow motion, and you're sitting there at the crossing watching this all happen in front of you. And what's happening at the moment is this. And basically, bam, taken 100 meters, 500 meters down the track, and it's just all destroyed. And then we've got to start the pickup, start the healing, start the rebuilding. So what I want to know, the reason why it's just it was the weird, like not a weird image, but it was just really, really profound. So the orange twerp, desperate to have Biden's executive orders claiming that they were all signed with an auto pen as if he sat down and signed all 1,600 January 6 pardons. He wants all Biden's executive orders null and void. Why is that? It's not because necessarily they have Biden's name on them. There is an executive order there that for whatever reason the orange twerp cannot null and void or override, that says that if there is election interference, election stealing, anything along those lines that is exposed, those that are involved will be removed from office and have all their assets seized. Now, I have posted it a dozen times in my post section going, yeah, we've got the steal of the election. Oh, what's that? Oh, 7. I thought that was a 5 for a second. But he's stealing 5 swords. There's 2 still remaining. Despite his damnedest, there are 2 legal swords still remaining. And this is very much about, if I'm talking about elections, these are votes, the regime finding itself outed. This is why, and it's like, duh, made so much sense. This is why he is so desperate to have all of Biden's executive orders, despite the fact that he is ruling by royal decree, which my guide said he would, even before he, like 18 months, 2 years ago. Yep, there is one that is really sticking in his craw. It's a stinky fish that he cannot wash away, that he cannot dispose of, that he knows will bring back, that will, first of all, be the downfall of the narcissist, but restore democracy and healing. And he is desperate. There's the moon card, there's the crawfish or the whatever it is that's sticking in his craw. The secret's being revealed about election interference with the 6 of coins. And then we have the temperance, the trying to spin to create something else, but then we have legal action being taken regarding the wannabe emperor, the wannabe dictator. This is why he is desperate to have all Biden's executive orders overturned, because there is one there that will be the undoing and assets seized. Now, France at the moment is, I believe, bringing a case against guardrails holding and being restricted, legally restricted and confined. I do feel he simply, there won't be legal justice on this earth for him. But it will be justice. It'll be a divine justice in that he'll have a stroke. He'll be trapped in his own body for a period of time. He will be watching the end of his era, the end of everything that he had put in place with the lovers and the world card on the world stage. Yep, the unraveling, big time. Okay, so, and this executive order is very much about removal and asset seize for anybody involved in election interference, election stealing, this sort of, and for whatever reason, he can't undo it. The only way he can undo it is to have all of Biden's executive orders null and void. This is why he's so desperate. There's always something beyond. And when you, because his back is up against the wall. Absolutely. This absolutely flung out. Oh, and you want to know what's on the bottom? Let me guess. The Tower card. Okay, come on down. There are guardrails in place, and this is desperation point. He's throwing out one of his last ditch lifelines that he's hanging on to because his backup is against the wall. The challenge for him is the emotional overwhelming. I keep getting emotional breakdown for him. I keep getting he's going to collapse quite publicly at one stage there. Still hasn't happened. Wish it would hurry up. But yeah, the Ace of Cups. A cleansing. But what's his challenge? It's also a cleansing of the situation. Okay. He's not a well man with that Four of Swords. Three of Swords pointing down at him and then one sword beneath. Three of Swords, heart issues. Yes, we know. Dementia, full display. Yeah. He is not a well man, despite him claiming that he works 21 hours a day, 8 days a week. Yeah, right. Okay, in his dreams. Probably in his dreams. The energy that he's in at the moment. First of all, he's actually really scared of what is going to happen, the legal implications of what he has done, but he's really scared of dying as well. What a difference. What a difference between him and my mother. He is fearful of dying. And he is fearful of dying alone on a slab, cold slab by himself. Because he has no family that actually cares for him. He has no friends that actually care for him. There is nobody that actually feels love for him. Wow, okay. In the past, yeah, the steal, the abuse of power, the steal, the betrayal, in the past. So I'm asking about his obsession with Biden's executive order because he knows this and he knows he's done this in the past. Crowning the reading, the Hierophant, the higher authorities could be the God authority. It could be the higher courts. The ICC is terrified of the ICC. Sanctions against ICC prosecutors. Like, why would you do that if you're an innocent person? The higher authorities are here. Could be Congress. Could be the real Joint Chiefs of Staffs, like the Mileys and etc. The Coast Guard, the Chief of Staff that was tossed out due to, she was a woman. Yeah, the higher authorities here. He's actually afraid of the higher authorities. Okay. Knight of Swords going to do something really rash and stupid, as there is a fear of the truth coming out. And it will come out quickly, but he's going to do something like piracy on the high seas. Why not? A harsh truth is coming forward, and he's terrified of it. And it's coming quickly. Jack Smith is going to the Judiciary Committee in Congress to talk about the stolen documents in 5 days' time. So expect something crazy rash to happen as well. It's a double feeling card there. Externally, because it's all to do with money laundering and election stealing. Then my Six of Pentacles. This is one of my vote flipping cards. Internally, the contracts and agreements that were made, the unbalanced contracts and agreements that were made, being seen. Because you've got the overarching energy seeing with the sun behind it, illuminating. You've got this figure here. Gabbard might even be telling on him. You've got the female figure here. I mean, he's also terrified of the Epps files coming out. The female figure here with her abundant harvest, and you've got the male figure here with his tree dying. Okay, internally. The hopes and fears, it's all about the money for him. I mean, he ran for office the second time to avoid jail, which is why he announced so early in the piece, about 6 months before anybody else announced, to avoid jail. Hopes and fears. Yeah, he fears losing everything, especially his money. Money, because he is so hollow inside and has no self-love inside. I don't even think he likes himself, let alone loves himself. For him, he requires this external validation. You take away his external validation, there is absolutely nothing left. Okay, the outcome. Knight of Pentacles, information about votes being brought forward, connections to Russia with the Empress in regards to the voting. This is my voters card, and the Wheel of Fortune turning, and the Sun card, everything being exposed. And then on the bottom, the Tower, the Moon, the Hermit investigating, having a good hard look with Queen of Pentacles at the votes in the election, the Emperor with his loss, looking at his plan to flee overseas. I keep getting he's planning to, but I think circumstances are going to overtake him with the Death card. Now, this Moon card and this Death card are opposite sides of that mountain range. So you've got the Tower moment coming, followed by the Moon, secrets being revealed, this crawfish or lobster or whatever you like to call it, crayfish, is on this path here over the mountain to the death. Why is he so desperate? Because he knows that he will lose everything, and he's you don't even need me to explain it. I'm struggling to explain how he's feeling because I cannot get the words out, just like he can't get the words out with the biggerly vessel. Yep, emotionally overwhelming and ending death of the Emperor. Cleansing death of the Emperor. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, that's why he's so desperate. So tell me, Biden's executive order that for whatever reason, the orange twerp, for whatever reason, it's there, he can't get rid of, there is strength in it. There is strength in this that he can't control with strength and temperance. There is no moderation and temperance for him because there is strong information about the steel. Now, this is the card, the very last reading I did before November the 5th last year. The very, very, very last reading, I threw 3 cards, and this was the last card. It had Harris winning, this card. And we know. And I read it at the time, being the skin being that I am, was that it was the accusation of Harris stealing, not seeing it the other way around, because I'd gotten Harris winning all the way along, 70% of the votes. I even got figures, and then we had the steal. Right. Will this executive order be enacted is what I was thinking while I was shuffling, and this flew out and that one wanted to stay on the top. Information coming in from overseas. Could also be a plan that came to fruition, but the ships are now heading out of the harbour. And he's left on the point here with his plan that came to fruition, but everybody else is fleeing, and for whatever reason he can't. I always get he intends to, but he don't make it. Okay, rats abandoning the ship. So the plan was brought to fruition and the rats abandoning the ship. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's going to be his legacy, but it's also the end. The end of the decrepit old white oligarchs, parasites, as we step through the portal into this new beginning. Now, none of it's going to be easy. I'm not, but easy. If it was easy, we would have done it already. And if nothing worth doing is terribly easy. It might appear easy because that's the path we're supposed to be taking, but we still have to take action and overcome obstacles. But we are rewarded because we're on the right path. But yeah, the challenge is end of an era, end of this oligarchical era, end of his legacy is the challenge. The delusion, the dementia. This is my dementia card, the energy that he's in at the moment. So I was asking, will it be enacted? This is the here and now. So going forward, it's going to be really interesting. Will it be, this executive order be enacted? Removing from office and seizing of assets. The energy of the moment is delusion, smoke and mirrors, poor choices that were made, but also dementia. And he is full blown. I mean, you only had to look at the FIFA fake award thing, how his eyes lit up when the box was opened and the shiny object was seen, and he couldn't even wait for it to be presented to him. He seized it, plucked it out, thrust it over his own neck, and then cue the YMCA, and Grandpa wasn't even shuffling. He was away. And we know that with dementia, music is very powerful for people with dementia. It was, talk about full-blown on display. Okay, in the past, the judgment card. Full wake-up call. So will it be enacted? Call to arms, collective awakening, judgment. Yeah, okay, in the past. I'm talking about a future event because we're not in the throes of it being enacted. So this is, in this future event, this is the here and now. In the past, we've got this judgment card, the wake up. Crowning the reading, some sort of announcement being made, bringing forth the Ace of Wands and this new messaging, this new plan. Pages are about messages. The page is bringing this forward. Some sort of announcement being made. Oh, Ace of Swords. So the immediate future after that, big legal action being taken, the sword cutting through the wannabe king's crown. The crown was already wilting. Yeah, wow. So will it be enacted? I think it is. I think it's going to be. Externally, the self-sabotage brought about by the steal, the abuse of power, the betrayal. When this takes place, enough people will have walked away. This is what we're waiting for. My guides, it's very hard. There's no such thing as, well, it's nearly impossible in as either a channeler or any form of spiritualist light worker to actually have a time and a date, because we keep getting reminded there's no calendar or clock in the universal energies. It is about what is happening at the time. Sometimes we could pick up on seasons, but hey, what year? This is going to happen when enough are walking away from the bully. Internally, the Knight of Cups. Will it be enacted? There's some sort of presentation being made, not to the bully. It's almost like this looks like a handing over of the baton. Right, we've done our bit, your turn now. Okay, so the outcome, hopes and fears, the Page of Swords, the whistleblowers coming forward, exposing, talking, right? The passing of the orange twerp very potentially, or being confined due to his stroke moment, money trails being exposed, and then the Star of Hope and Healing coming forward. And we've got the Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, those that are left on the back foot trying to defend their position because they chained themselves to the devil energy. It is about election flipping, the Emperor. He's Five of Cups, emotionally is gone. He's not necessarily dead. And then we've got the Page of Pentacles and then the Ace of Cups. Yep, we've got, this is interesting on the bottom. Ten of Wands, the chaos and inability to bring the plan to completion is going to bring about an ending. We've got the military, and we've got the lawmakers, and then we've got the orange twerp. There's going to be those that are desperately going to try to hold on and keep things hidden, that are not going to like what is brought forward. But then we've got the working together across the aisle. So it's not a military coup, but there's something there with the military. Two of Cups, Two of Pentacles, in regards to vote flipping and help from overseas. We've then got the Three of Cups, the coming together, bringing an end of an era with the World card. Then we have Biden, and then we have Smith. And then we have the bus ending up the trail, up the railway line. Okay, yeah, this is, I will have to confirm that is why he's so desperate to overturn all of Biden's executive orders and declare they are null and void because of this one. Okay, thank you. I don't know if your guides are as chatty as mine on occasion. They just told me that those behind the curtain, this is almost like one of the last things they want to achieve, and they haven't been able to do so. There is, for some reason, no legal way to overturn this particular executive order. Don't ask me. We're in uncharted territories. The rules of law, the rules of the Constitution, they are out that window. There are some aspects of them, both, that are holding the line, but there is a lot here that we have never seen before, and it's really new. But what my guides are telling me, they just chucked it in there as they do, is that there is a desperation to get this particular executive order ruled null and void because it's the cog in it's the axis in the wheel, it's the linchpin, it's the Jenga block that could bring the whole tower down. Okay, let's see where this goes. Now, I do have Danielle Smith with the recall petition in Alberta. I might have a look at that on Sunday. Today is Friday. I usually have the weekends off, but we've got visitors coming tomorrow. It's one of those things, because my mum is in this particular stage, all of a sudden the whole family thinks that they need to descend, which is fair enough, and absolutely so they should. But it doesn't matter. Command Central here has to coordinate visitors because some are not talking to others, and all that sort of fun thing that happens in families. So I have to coordinate visits, and I have to also first and foremost protect my mum so that she doesn't get too tired, doesn't get worn out, that she is receiving the rest and nutrition that she needs. Okay, love to you all. Take care. I shall see you shortly. Bye-bye.